Hello all, welcome back to my channel, The Tech Warriors. So we are in day 4 and the Excel session for day 4 agenda would be as follows, as per the screenshot, all right? So we would be learning the below Excel functions, okay, starting from HLOOKUP and how to log the formulas as constant, date, time, now, and how to get date and time from now function. So these will be the today's topics, which we will be exploring in one of the use case. So let's quickly go to Excel and see how does the use case looks like, right? So if you look at this particular data here in the sheet 2, I have a sample data where I have the student name in column and their marks in column A for each and every respective student, James, Valman, Kibo, and their marks until marks 4 and their marks. So as per yesterday's session, we learned about VLOOKUP, which is vertical VLOOKUP, right? So with the help of unique key, register number, we try to get the marks 3 data. So if you want to just go through the video of VLOOKUP, please do watch my video of day 3, right? So you will get better understanding on how to do a vertical lookup, which is nothing but VLOOKUP, right? So as I said, today's agenda, we will be starting with HLOOKUP. So what is this HLOOKUP? HLOOKUP is nothing but it is horizontal lookup, right? Similar way which we have it for vertical lookup, right? Where we do the lookups vertically. In the similar fashion, we do a horizontal lookup. Let's look at how do we use that particular formula in Excel, right? So this is my data range what I have, and in order to get the marks of these students, how do we write, right? So if you look at marks 2, it is for James Worker, it is horizontal, right? We have 43, and similar for Velma it is 65 for which the students has obtained marks 2, right? And so on for Kibo Underwood. Now, how do I get marks 3 or marks 4 values of these students using HLOOKUP? We will be learning, right? So now let's quickly start. It is similar way of what we use, right? So for HLOOKUP, we use HLOOK, okay, and lookup value, similar way of VLOOKUP. Now the lookup value will be this, right? Comma, table of array. So my table of array is this, right? Let me log this, okay? So when I talk about locking this cell, is nothing but, okay, I'm making this particular range as constant, meaning to say, this is the data what I have. So within this particular range, I'm trying to identify the values. Now, how do I log this? Okay, which we will be discussing in couple of minutes, right? Now I've selected this particular range, comma. Now row index number. Now, whenever we look into the range or index number, okay, if you look at this particular column A, okay, it will always start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, now I assume that now we want to get marks 3 value of all the students, right? So now for marks 3, the index what we have is 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So the row index number will be 4, comma, and we want exact match. Similar way of we look up, we close this, right? Now let me just scroll this towards to right, because this is horizontal lookup. Now, if you look at the data here for James Walker for marks 3, he has got 81, which has been retrieved here. For Velma Clemons for marks 3 has got 45, and Kibo Underwood for marks 3 has got 41, right? So this is the way how we use HLOOKUP formula to get the values horizontally from the range, right? So this is with regard to HLOOKUP. Now moving on to the next agenda, what we have is log formula as constant. How do we log it? Right, if you look at this particular formula, right, HLOOKUP of F2, I have locked this because this is my constant range. From this range, I'm getting the values. How do I lock it? Let me rewrite this equal to h lookup of my lookup value, comma. I'm selecting this table, right? And I'm just pressing F5. I'm sorry, F4. Okay. When you press this F4, after selecting the range, it will be locked. Meaning to say this particular range, it will be locked. Okay, that is the way we lock it, comma. Assume that if you want to get marks 2, you will press 2, comma 0, right? And enter. Let me just scroll this towards right. And if you look at the value for James Walker for marks, I mean, as we have picked up a note second column. So this will be for second one, which is like James Walker. And for Velma it is 10, and for Kibo Underwood it is 56, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So this is the way how we use VLOOKUP and how we lock the cell values as constant. Okay. Now moving on to the next, we have date. Now, how do we use this date function? Okay. So there is a shortcut way. Assume that, okay, here I want to get date value, right? So now there is a shortcut way in in Excel where we can use in order to get the date. The shortcut key for this is control and semicolon. This is the shortcut key. So what you have to do is you need to press control and semicolon. You will get the date. Can you see? I have just typed control and semicolon to get the date. Right? This is the shortcut key how we get it. Now, next moving on to the next, how do we get the time? All right. So how do we get the time? Okay. So in order to get the time and also with the date, okay, so basically this is a combination what we will be doing, okay, by using one of the formula which is called as now. If you use now equal to now function formula, close it, you will get today's date with timings. Can you see? It is in 24 format which you have got it, right? So basically now the time is 7:16, which is for today's date, right? So this is the way we get date and time, right? Now from this cell, okay, from this now, okay, where it has date and time, if you want to get only date and only time, how do we get it? If we just see, it is as the time is getting passed on, it will get automatically changed. The system timings will get automatically changed. Now if you want to get, so this particular cell contains both, it has date and time in it. Now if you want to get only date, how do we get it? And if you want to get only time, how do we get it? This is something which we will learn with help of formula. Now for that, in order to get only the date, we have formula called as equal to date. Okay. If you look at the date, it is asking you year, month, and day. So let's start with year, right? Year of what? Serial number is this. This is my cell because from that particular cell, we are getting the date, correct? We are closing it, comma, and we are moving on to month. Again, will select the same cell, close, comma. Then again, we just use day. And again, close bracket, we close it and we end the formula bracket and we enter. If you just see, it has retrieved only the date value, right? Now, this is the way we get date from the cell which contains date and time using now function, or it can be of any other cell reference. Okay. Now, how do we get only time? It is same thing, equal to time, and we just type hour, right? Hour of what? This, comma, next minute. We want to get minute also, right? We use this same cell, we are closing it. And again, what? We are using seconds, correct? Which is my number, this is my number, and we are closing it. Now, if you look at this particular thing, I think there is a formula, I think, which is showing us error. Now, let's look into what is this error. Okay. So now let's quickly look at the formula. What has happened to this? Now time hour of, yeah, G8. Okay. Let's rewrite this formula. Okay, equal to time. Okay. Hour of this cell value, comma, minute of this, comma, I'm sorry. So basically I just selected this earlier. We need to select second, this, comma, close, right? Now, if you look at this value, so basically this is in 24 format, and this we have got an actual, 12-hour format, right? Which is 7:20 p.m. Now, if you look at this, we have got date, and here we have got time, right? So this is the way we get only time from a cell which contains date and time, and this is the formula we get only date from the cell which contains date and time, and this is the now function in order to utilize, in order to get, in today's date and time, and in order to get only date, we just press control and semicolon. Okay, at a single go we need to press control and semicolon in order to get the date. And trying to recap on the H lookup, if you look at the formula here, so basically the lookup values are from column F to H. So we are doing a lookup value with this student, and we are selecting this data table, and we are locking this by pressing F4, and which column, which index. So basically it starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So for 2, I think I picked up 2. And if you just change this to 5, we will get the last value. All right. Can you see this is 5, and we have got 11, 2, 3, and 45. Right. So that is the agenda. Now what we had it for today's, guys. If you have really liked this video, please do like video. Please watch the video end to end so that you will understand how to use the Excel formula based upon the use case. If you just skip between, I think there might be chances that okay, we don't understand few things, right? Because we are working with the use case examples. And please do like it, share the video to your friends, so that okay, for in order to just for the beginners this will be very useful, and also for the professionals as well, guys. Okay, I hope you'll be liking my video, viewing it fully, and sharing this video to your friends or colleagues, and we'll catch up in the next connect. Good day, bye bye.